Now, Saudi Arabia is preparing to launch by far its biggest attack on Yemen since it started the war on its neighbor in 2015. Saudi Arabia and its allies seek to attack the Yemeni city of Hudaydah. The United Arab Emirates has warned the Ansarullah movement to withdraw from the port city. Meanwhile, UNICEF has expressed concern about the impact of blocking Hudaydah port and the imminent war on 11 million Yemeni children in need of humanitarian aid. Hudaydah is Yemen's biggest Red Sea port and serves as a lifeline for the majority of the country's population. Joining us via Skype from London now is Riaz Karim. He's the director of Veritas Center for Strategic Studies. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Karim. Now, what is your opinion as far as this offensive for Hudaydah is concerned? The UNICEF says it will be a war on 11 million Yemeni children.
And UNICEF is absolutely right when they say that, because the port of Hudaydah is from where 90% of the aid that comes into Yemen flows from there, even though the infrastructure is completely damaged at this point. But they somehow manage to get whatever aid they can or whatever food the businessmen are able to get into Yemen. Because aid is very, very slow. It's probably one ship or two ships per month, if that. And that is just for Saudi Arabia to show that they're doing the right thing. But in essence, this war on Hudaydah is basically because the Ansarullah movement or the Ansarullah fighters are able to target Saudi warships from the port of Hudaydah, and that is causing a lot of problems for the Saudis. So one of the things that they would be able to do is to get a hold of the port of Hudaydah, which would minimize the damage, because of recently they have actually bombarded a Saudi oil tanker as well as a warship, all in succession. And so Saudis are, they are aware that leaving the port of Hudaydah in the hands of Ansarullah movement right now could be very dangerous for them.
Right, Mr. Karim, when we talk about the port of Hudaydah and its strategic importance, Saudi Arabia insists that this is the port where arms are supplied to the Ansarullah movement and not aid. What would you say to that?
They have to have a reason to do this. And one of the reasons is that, this is where Iran comes into play. They have been adamant about the fact that the Ansarullah movement is being, they've been armed by Iran. This is hogwash, really, because anybody who knows Yemen or anybody who has an inkling about Yemen from the beginning should know that Yemen was awash with arms before this war began. You could buy guns and heavy artillery and whatever else you want on the streets. Yemen is probably one of the most heavily armed country in the world. Mm-hmm. And and these people keep on just repeating the same mantra that the Ansarullah movement is being backed by Iran. Iran is smuggling arms into Yemen through the Hudaydah port, which is absolutely untrue. Anybody who has the sense to look at it that way is going to know that Yemen was awash with arms before this fight began.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there for now.
This is just one of the reasons to do that.
All right, Riaz Karim, their director of Veritas Center for Strategic Studies, joining us via Skype from London. Mr. Karim, it's always good to have you with us here on Press TV.